Hey, I'm Juju, and today on DJ's Kitchen, we'll be making a delicious garden egg stew. To start, we'll first fill our saucepan with water to a reasonable level. But I'm going to put the saucepan on fire and bring the water to a boil. Whilst the water is yet to boil, we are going to prep our garden egg and coyotes. I'm using these vegetables. I think they are called coyotes. Last time I watched Peter Gillis' video, I think she called them coyotes. If I'm wrong, you can correct me in the comment section. I cut them lengthwise to check if they are good, if they don't have any larvae or any worm or anything that shouldn't be in there. And I discovered that this garden egg had something that wasn't supposed to be there, so I had to discard it. So I used about six of the coyotes and six garden eggs. And I placed them into a boiling water. The reason why I decided to do this was because I know that garden eggs brown when you put them into water and you bring them to a boil, unlike when you place them in boiling water. So I didn't want to have them brown too much, but I realized that the coyotes don't act that way. Even when I place them in already boiling water, it's still brown. So if you're using a mixture of garden eggs and coyote, I think it doesn't really matter whether you bring the water to a boil or you boil them with the water. Now, while that is boiling, I'm going to cook till it's fork tender. So I'm going to lower the flame and work on my other vegetables. So I measure about 1 cup. I press it down, measure 1 cup of pepper. I think it's Scotch bonnet pepper. You basically can use any hot pepper. First measured 1 cup. I'm going to measure about half a cup. So in total, I'm using 1.5 cup of. I think it's Scotch bonnet. I'm not so sure. I know it's pepper which is hot. Then after that, I'm going to cut out. Should I say cut or cube tomatoes into a measuring cup. So what you see over here is tomatoes that have been placed into the measuring cup that gave me a cup. Bear in mind the tomatoes were cubed. I didn't blend them, they were cubed. That is why I measured it. So if you want to repeat this recipe, take note of how I cut the tomatoes up. But garden egg stew isn't something that is so difficult to make, so it doesn't really matter if you use slightly more tomatoes or less tomatoes. But it tastes nicer if you don't use too much tomatoes, because when the tomatoes overpowers the dish, I just don't like it that way. But don't worry. So we cut we cut the tomatoes up into tiny cubes to fit. So we've already measured out a cup of the cubed tomatoes, and we're going to measure out about half a cup of cubed tomatoes. So that also goes onto the plate. Then we're going to peel about 5 cloves of garlic, then 2 thumb size ginger roots. And I use 3 large, medium to large, let's give it out, medium to large onions, 3. So we're going to check up on the garden eggs and realize that they are okay. So we're going to drain the water from them. And after draining, set the garden eggs with your saucepan aside. Onto a fresh saucepan, you're going to put it on fire. Then to this, you're going to add any fats which we have. Then you will drop about, what should the thickness be? Say about an inch size of fermented fish. Allow it to fry for some time. Then after that, your tomato paste or mix goes in there. If your tomato paste is fine. It goes in there. And this is about 200 grams of tomato paste. So after it goes in there, you fry it by stirring it. Just stir it about. Fry it for some time. You can choose to fry it till it darkens, not burns, it darkens, or you can just fry it till you realize that it is homogeneous, it has become uniform. Then you just add the other ingredients. So it's up to you. I decided to fry it longer to have it a bit darker. Both brings out nice flavor, just that they have slightly different taste. But it doesn't matter. Don't worry. So we keep on stirring this. So I decided to fry it for long, to stir this for some time. Then the tomatoes, cubed tomatoes goes in there. But since they are cubed, they can burn easily. So to them, I would add half a cup of water. Please, a cup in this sense is 250 ml. So half a cup of water. I lower the flame and I allow the tomatoes to cook gently. Whilst that is happening, I'm going to put the boiled coyotes and garden eggs into my blender. To this, I'm going to cut up my onions. I'm not going to cut it into small pieces, just cut it up a little since I'm going to be blending it up a little, reduce the size a little, put it into my blender. Do the same with the ginger, roots, as well as the garlic roots. Hey, that's a garlic, the cloves of garlic, sorry. After you toss in your peppers, the hot pepper, obviously, then to the blender you'd add one tablespoon, of aniseed. I think 1 tablespoon is enough. Don't add too much. They can be a bit overpowering. Then I added, I think, just 5. I had cloves, but I counted I don't know how to count them. If I say a head of cloves, but because cloves are very powerful, so I just counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the blender. I don't want it to overpower my bit. I added some amount of water, not too much, to the blender and blend everything smoothly. Now it takes only a few minutes. That is how powerful blenders and how amazing blenders are. It takes only a few minutes and everything is blended up. So at this point, our stew is almost done, because when the garden eggs and everything that has been blended up goes into the stew, we don't need to keep so long. No. So we pour the blended up ingredients into the stew base. Let's call it stew base. We pour it out, and after we rinse out the blender to get everything into the stew. After the garden eggs goes into the stew, you give it a stir. Then after stirring, you rinse out the blender, pour that into it. Then you add protein of your choice. But here I'm using eggs. Allow it to cook for some time. Then check if the salt level is okay. After 5 minutes, take it off the flame. You serve. If you're going to enjoy with rice, that's fine. Eat.